Regarding the Minister of Foreign Affairs, he is very experienced and has worked in different places such as the United States and others. The job is right for her.
Kwanza niseme kwamba amezingatia utaalamu.
She has taken into consideration each person's experience in placing them in various ministries.
Ni mtaalamu mkubwa sana kwenye sheria, lakini pia ni kwamba ana fani mbalimbali, uandishi wa habari, ni mwanadiplomasia, lakini ni mwanasheria mbobezi sana.
Former Chief Secretary Ambassador Dr. Bashir Ali Kakura and 2 other members of Parliament were sworn in as members of the Parliament following their appointment on March 31st by President Samia Suluhu Hassan during a ceremony to swear in Vice President Dr. Philip Mpango.
Mimi Bashir Ali Kakura nathibitisha kwamba nitakuwa mwaminifu kwa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania na kuitumikia kwa moyo wangu wote, na kwamba nitaihifadhi, nitailinda na kuitetea Katiba ya Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania kwa mujibu wa sheria iliyowekwa. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu nisaidie.
Naamini nitakuwa mshauri mkuu.
I will be the chief advisor to Honorable President. Luckily, our President Mama Samia knows a lot of foreign issues, probably more than myself, but she has also been at the forefront in building better relations with other countries.
Well, mimi naamini.
I believe that using my experience in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I will help my country in international relations.
Saidia sana nchi yangu katika masuala ya uhusiano wa kimataifa.
Speaking after the 3 MPs were sworn in, some members of Parliament gave their views on the changes done to the cabinet of ministers by President Samia Suluhu Hassan.
Mabadiliko ya baraza la mawaziri jana, hakuna mtu aliyejua nani, wapi, wakati gani. Kwa hiyo kitu kizuri sana.
Nobody knew about the cabinet reshuffle, which is very good.
Nimeteua watu ambao mimi nafikiri binafsi nilikuwa ninawaheshimu na ninajua wana kitu cha kuifanyia taifa letu.
She has nominated people that I respect and have a contribution to our nation.
Niingia kwenye Wizara ya Mambo ya Nje, ninaamini kwamba Wizara ya Mambo ya Nje sasa itaenda kuwa sawa.
5 gold artisanal miners were rescued alive after Lukuledi mine at Mbecha village, Ruangwa, collapsed in Lindi. Ruangwa District Commissioner Hashim Gandilwa visited the mine to assess the situation and also visited the injured miners admitted at Ndanda Hospital.
Msimamizi wa masuala ya usalama ni lazima apite kuhakiki.
The security officer must go through the security checks and approve before people can start entering the mines. The rainy season is coming, and we, the people of Mbecha and Nanganga on the Newala side, are having a huge rain season. If we won't be careful, the lives of many will be lost. Today we have 5 who are injured. We want to see production in these mines and not otherwise.
Tatizo hapa machimbo Mnguni, vijana watano.
We got a problem in these mines. 5 people have been injured after falling off a rock. They are all in the hospital. The other one was unconscious. They should be advised and be careful.
Kwa sababu sisi tulikuwa tunachimba mchanga. Baada ya kuchimba mchanga,
we were digging in the sand. After 15 minutes, the rubble fell on us. I got hurt on my hand, legs and on my face.
Baada ya kuangukia ndio hivyo tatizo ndio lilipoanza kujitokeza.
The head of Traffic Police Assistant Senior Commissioner Wilbord Mutafungwa has said the force is dissatisfied with the trend shown by some drivers, continuing to violate road safety regulations, and call on them to adhere to regulations during the Easter break and holy month of Ramadan. He made the statement when he toured the area where the Machame bus accident occurred early this week in Kiongozi village, Babati district, Manyara region, whereby 8 passengers were killed.
lakini yako matendo mengine ambayo mimi nayaita ni matendo.
There are drivers who are still driving at very high speed. The police force cannot have officers everywhere. We want drivers to obey the law. There is an authorized cattle crossing. You could be on the road at 6 a.m. and all of a sudden you see a herd of cattle crossing. We are going to be very strict. We urge transport owners to make a follow-up on their drivers.
The body of ITV presenter and producer of Jarida la Wanawake program, which focused on women issues, blending Nasembu, has been laid to rest at Musenge Cemetery, Musoma Town. Speaking at the burial, the catechist of the Roman Catholic Church, Musoma Urban Parish, Frederick Raymond, condemning the brutal acts that led to her death.
Na kumbukumbu pia la Torati sura ya 5 aya ya 13 pia inatukataza.
We are reminded not to kill. A human being is created in the image of God, and those who carried out this act did so out of hatred. On behalf of the family, I would like to express our gratitude to the leadership and staff at ITV and various organizations that our sister Blandina worked for. We shall remember her. She united not only the family but the community at large.
Tuna majonzi makubwa sana sababu huyo binti.
We are greatly saddened. When she used to visit, she'd go and see all neighbors that had lost a member of the family. It is sad that she is no longer with us.
Tunaomba Mwenyezi Mungu amweke mahali pema.
May her soul rest in peace. Now moving on, the police force has said it is well prepared to ensure Christians in the country attend Easter Mass peacefully, and that throughout the Easter they do not expect to see any festive activities as the country is still in mourning following the death of the former president Dr. John Magufuli.
Taifa letu bado liko katika siku 21 za maombolezo.
As you know, our nation is in 20 days of mourning following the death of the former president of the United Republic of Tanzania, John Magufuli. But I also want to inform you that our country is at peace with the exception of few recent incidents. According to the calendar, the time has come for Christians to unite in the Easter celebrations. I would like to inform you that the police force is committed to ensuring that there will be peaceful environment in all of these masses. The call of the police force is to ask for cooperation of the security forces. Call on the users of vehicles to adhere to road safety rules. The Minister of Energy, Dr. Medad Kalemani, has directed Tanzania Electric Supply Company not to charge consumers more than 27,000 shillings as power connection cost, and directed managers in areas facing frequent power blackouts to increase transformers in order to address the problem.
Na niombe TANESCO msijiingize huko. Maana sio wengine mnawachorea lamani.
TANESCO, don't get yourself involved. You are confusing the people. I ask you, citizen, to pay attention. It is forbidden for TANESCO to charge you more than 27,000, and this is not for Dodoma, but all other areas that are not cities like Dar es Salaam. We started to supply electricity in all Tanzanian villages. All those who have not been supplied with electricity, contractors are working on it. Don't you worry, nobody will be skipped 18 months and everyone will get electricity. As you have said that the contractors are still working, and we will tell the citizens that they should not worry. We are thankful. Many years have passed, but in Bwawani, we have never had any electricity project. Many citizens are still living as how Rare Project was working on them. We thank all these huge projects in Dodoma through TANESCO and Rare Urban. We are sure Dodoma will get electricity within a short period of time. Honorable Minister, let me tell those that we did not get a chance to visit that the contractors are still working on it.
Niondoe wasiwasi wananchi katika maeneo ambayo hatujawapitia siku ya leo ya kwamba
na furaha kwamba mkandarasi ambaye ni Delma anayefanya densification ameshafika katika maeneo mengi.
World Wildlife Fund WWF has said it will continue to support the government and other stakeholders to make Tanzania safe for wild animals, but also enable communities benefit from natural resources. This was said during the handover of a vehicle from WWF to Tanzania Natural Resources Fund to be used in a project aimed at addressing effects of climate change in some wildlife conservation areas. And that is the end of the national news. International news comes next after the break. And in international news, activists in Myanmar have burned copies of military-framed constitutions in protest against Senior General Min Aung Hlaing's power grab as neighboring Thailand expressed grave concern over security forces escalating crackdown on anti-coup protesters. People again took to the streets of cities across Myanmar on Thursday, defying a security clampdown that has killed at least 535 people since February 1st, when the military deposed Aung San Suu Kyi elected government. ODM Raila Odinga has appeared on public for the first time after 3 weeks medical, hereto after testing positive with COVID-19. Speaking to invited guests while accompanying President Uhuru Kenyatta on a tour of development projects in Nairobi County, the ODM leader said the past 3 weeks had taken a toll on him, but he was grateful to be out of the woods.
Asante sana ndugu yangu wa Kenya, unajua nimetoka. Mungu ni mwema. Mungu ni mwema. Leo nimepata fursa ya kutoka nje kwa mara ya kwanza. Na mimi nataka kutoa shukrani kwa ndugu yangu kuja kunialika nyumbani nitoke nje ili Wakenya waweze kuona sura yangu.
All traffic now moving from ICD will be able to go through seamlessly, and a proper connection between Mombasa Road and the bypass. And that is why this road was built, basically to ease congestion and to help our people in their movement. I think secondly also is to indicate that despite the fact that we are going through a very difficult period, work is still going on. Kazi inaendelea. And that's why I asked my brother also to accompany me today as we continue to work together to improve not just infrastructure, but the well-being of our nation.
The African Union has called for urgent and coordinated international action after an attack by fighters that killed dozens and uprooted thousands in the northern Mozambican coastal town of Palma. More on the report.
Fighters attacked Palma on March 24, ransacking buildings and beheading residents and forcing thousands to seek safety in the surrounding forest. Dozens have been killed, more than 8,000 displaced, and many more are still missing following the coordinated attack, which is seen as the biggest escalation by fighters that have battered Cabo Delgado, a gas-rich province, since 2017. In a statement, the chairman Musa Faki Mahamat said on Thursday he condemns in the strongest terms the terrorist attacks.
And that is the end of international news. Business comes next after the break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure
that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
And in business news, measures being taken to control smuggling of livestock in Longido District, Arusha region have contributed to increase in revenue collection.
Na wamejionea kwamba kwa mwezi huu tumeweza kusanya bilioni 7.1.
In this month, we are able to collect 7.1 billion. We exceeded the expectations. In that manner, we are sure that things are going smooth and our border is safe.
Yote haya nimepata taarifa na kwa kweli niseme tu kwamba nimeridhishwa sana na utendaji wa kazi katika.
I have received the information. Let me say I am satisfied with how the work has been done here at Namanga border. The revenue collection is marvelous. I commend our government and the Kenyan government for making a one-post border. It has simplified the work.
Wiki mbili zilizopita nilikuwa Kenya.
Last 2 weeks I was in Kenya. We did a tour and saw all the auctions areas. We decided to have time-to-time meetings with our fellows because when our livestock are being sent there, the leaders can tell all the legal information about the livestock. And every 3 months, we will conduct meetings with the stakeholders to know the challenges and how to solve them.
Katika mipaka, lakini pamoja na waongoza minada, kwa sababu mifugo yetu inapokwenda kule, wale wanaofanya minada kule wanatambua.
The Deputy Registrar of Cooperative Unions, Charles Malunde, has urged farmers to choose cooperative leaders who are patriotic and have the capacity to oversee implementation of cooperative policies.
Mna uchungu kweli na ushirika wenu, mna uchungu kweli na wale wakulima walioko kule mashambani.
Are you really upset with your cooperative? Are you really upset with the farmers in the countryside? We are not responsible. We just need to be called the leaders of these cooperatives, but we are not working. It is time to build this cooperative.
Kweli pale kulikuwa na changamoto za aina mbalimbali.
There are many challenges in the past cooperatives, but for now, I will make sure I strengthen it. My plans are to make sure I control the cooperative revenues. I ask Anti-Corruption Bureau for those who have embezzled our money to return it. They are known together with the amount stolen. You will return the money. Some local investors in Arusha stopped production activities for 1 hour to commemorate former President, the late Dr. John Magufuli, to recognize his contribution in the industrial sector.
Sisi kama wazalishaji wakubwa wa transformer katika nchi.
As a major transformer producer in this country, we decided to postpone the production so that workers can mourn the death of the Honorable former President, John Pombe Magufuli. As you know, his ideologies favored us a lot.
Kifo cha aliyekuwa rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania.
The death of the former President, John Pombe Magufuli, touched us a lot. His ideologies, while in power, favored many of us. Before many things were brought from outside, so many in-country industries could not employ many people.
Ningependa kuchukua nafasi hii kumpongeza.
I take this opportunity to congratulate Honorable President Samia Suluhu Hassan, together with the Vice President Honorable Philip Isdori Mpango.
Na makamu wa rais, Mheshimiwa Dr. Philip Isdori Mpango.
That is the end of business news. Sports comes next after the break.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lind.
And in sports, Confederation of African Football CAF has allowed 10,000 fans to the stadium when Simba faced AS Vita in Champions League clash at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Dar es Salaam. Here's more.
Announcing the report, Simba CEO Barbara Gonzalez urged football fans to make sure they purchase the tickets before match day, since CAF will not allow any tickets to be sold on that day. Simba played at home against El Merreikh in their last Champions League match with only officials and a few people allowed to the stadium, but still managed a 3-0 win.
Mino Raiola and Erling Haaland's father, Alf Inch, were pictured in Barcelona on Thursday ahead of proposed talks about a move to the new camp. Here are more details.
Have settled on the Borussia Dortmund forward as their top striker priority. Equally, Manchester City are confident of luring the Norwegian striker to the Etihad Stadium to replace the outgoing Sergio Aguero, with a marquee striker signing planned by Pep Guardiola. Barcelona and Real Madrid had also been linked, but both clubs' financial problems have been well documented, which raises question marks over their abilities to fund a 9-figure transfer fee. However, Raiola and Haaland Sr. were spotted at Barcelona airport ahead of talks with Barcelona sporting director Joan Laporta.
Mikel Arteta says Arsenal will address the inform Alexander Lacazette's future this summer and has suggested their prospect of offering him a new contract will hinge on the team's performance between now and the season's end. Here's more.
Lacazette's displays have been patchy across much of Arteta's tenure, during which he has faced competition for the centre-forward spot from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Eddie Nketiah. But he has started the past 2 games, scoring a match-winning penalty against Tottenham and a dramatic equaliser at West Ham, and Arsenal's attacking play tends to look more cohesive when the former Lyon forward's hold-up skills are deployed up front. If the Community Shield is counted, he sits level on 13 goals with the more widely fitted Aubameyang.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. Thank you for watching and good night.